Welcome to Geeks Corner. I'm Mr. DAPs.
I'm Katie.
Special two-part fact brought to you tonight by our pseudo-producer, Maddie. Dolphins are capable of holding their breath for an average of 10 minutes. That's fact one.
Okay.
Fact two, sloths are capable of holding their breath for an average of 40 minutes.
So
Why?
sloths win.
Sloths win on breath holding. I think because it takes them longer to swim. Do you know sloths are really good swimmers, by the way?
Really?
Yeah. If you ever seen a sloth swim, it's very strange. It looks like they're doing like a butterfly stroke, but like slow.
I feel like this is something we need to see.
We should.
So, welcome to Geeks Corner. If you want to join the conversation about sloths, that's about how fast we're moving tonight. So,
And I'm Cameron.
yes.
That's Cameron.
This is Cameron. I was going to say, what hashtag should they use, Cameron?
Hashtag sloth butterfly stroke.
No.
Also, hashtag Geeks Corner. That's how we'll see the conversation tonight. And if you use the hashtag Geeks Corner on Twitter, we might talk back at you.
Yes.
might.
And if you hear weird noises tonight, we blame the rain. We are completely set up in ways we never were before and hope to never be set up again. And Maddie's doing a fantastic job of hitting buttons for me.
Yay, Maddie!
And wishing she knew what she was doing more. Because we didn't train her. I was just like, hey, push this button and hopefully it works. And
Usually, yeah.
Yes. So we will see what that is. And yeah, it'll be an interesting thing. I don't know what's going on.
At least the coffee's hot.
The coffee is hot because we are so far
But
behind.
the conversation's hotter. Welcome
Yes.
to Geeks Corner.
So today, well, actually, it started teasing a couple days ago. Oh, swimming sloths. Yeah, look them up online after the show. Today, well, it started earlier this week. Tom Holland started responding.
Tom Hollanding.
It happened on
Yes,
Sunday.
he did his thing.
Yes.
Why don't you explain what happened, Kate?
Because I saw it and I sent it to you and I went, trailer? On Sunday, someone made a video of themselves crying and other things, and they were like, Tom Holland, if you don't release the Far From Home trailer soon, and like they have a bunch of crying emojis.
Is this the hallway thing?
I didn't watch it, to be completely honest. I'm so sorry. For the sake of transparency on Geeks Corner, I did.
To be equally transparent, I didn't even realize you sent that to me, so keep going.
Sent it to you on Sunday!
I believe you. I just
Anyway.
busy on Sunday.
And they were like, and they were threatening that we were going to cry themselves to death if Tom Holland didn't release the trailer. And then he quote tweeted it, doing what Tom Holland does, where he's like, ha ha, I'll see what I can do. And then that was when I texted you and I went, trailer? And you, I don't know, probably on Tuesday. And then guess what? Today is Tuesday. And guess what happened today? On Tuesday.
There was a trailer.
And which my comment to that is, when training any breed of dog, you use a perfect P formation, which is what you loop the rope through, put it around their neck, so that when they tug, you can keep them on a very, very, very tight leash, and so they know what to do. So Disney has that on Tom Holland when it comes to revealing anything about anything. So that was definitely planned.
I just want to know who was actually typing.
Oh, I think it was him, but I'm betting there was an exec that was like right here. Just
So you're thinking
tell them, boy,
Well,
you can tell them the thing.
It was probably a Sony exec, but
It's like there was a show last year where people were begging day in, day out, every single minute for them to release a new episode. And then on April Fool's Day, they're like, fine, you know what? This one guy's dream can come true. And like, they had planned it the whole time, but they made it seem like they were making this one guy's wish come true for this episode.
Marketing.
And that's what
then you wonder if the first video of the guy crying was even a real video, or was
you
this
start
set
to
up?
wonder.
Yes.
Get out your tinfoil hats, y'all. We're going deep down into them internets.
Don't.
What is going on? I
It's
don't
the
know.
rain.
Apparently.
I don't know what's
It's a
going on.
little bit quieter now than it was.
It was.
true.
So, 45 minutes ago,
It sounded like we were in a tin can.
you couldn't hear
We were.
our conversation.
It was so ridiculously
It was
loud.
so-
Like, we have sound paneling and stuff in here, and
Yeah.
usually it works pretty well, but we were picking up everything you never want to hear ever on a web show.
Yeah, just
So, what did you guys think of the teaser trailer?
I was so thrilled.
Thrilled, huh?
Thrilled. I
Okay.
am so excited. I'm especially excited to see what happens because you see this happens. This takes place in the summer of 2018, as evidenced by the footage by MJ. And it also is going to take place after Endgame. And so there's just a whole universe that we don't even know what this universe looks like yet. Like, what's the post Endgame? Like, what does that look
Looks
like?
like London and Venice to me. A little bit of New York.
Looks like Happy flirting with Aunt May. That's what After Endgame looks like.
What just happened? That was so good.
You know what I love though is he took time out of putting together the new Lion King
Yeah.
to go film this.
Yeah.
I love that Happy's character even exists from a man who is that busy and that inundated with other things.
And he's one of the best characters
always
in the
fun.
Marvel Cinematic Universe, period.
Definitely.
Like,
Normally, when writers are that good, they're not good on screen.
That's
Right.
true. We had that discussion yesterday about The Office.
that's what makes him so fantastic, is he knows what works and he's living it and running with it.
Yes.
So you love the trailer. You're excited about to see
I
where the cinematic universe
I think
is
it's
going to
great,
go.
and I think it's very in tone with what we've already seen from Spider-Man.
Yes.
It's very interesting. Like you talked about the tonal shift right in the middle, how it goes from super like fun Guardians almost to Nick Fury shows up and tone shift. Like,
Which that moment is what I'm living for.
So
like,
good!
Actually, in the moment that happened, I was like, I don't really care what happens in Endgame. I just want to get to that part.
Guys, Mysterio. Let's talk about it. First of all, Jake Gyllenhaal, severe boy crush on him.
What year did he appear first?
Mysterio?
Yeah,
I want to say that was like 70s,
I
maybe.
can see that. Okay.
So he's a super cheesy villain, typically.
Can he do a song and dance number? I would really like that.
I mean, so yeah, actually, he could. I'm really curious how they've set this up. Everything in the comics before this, Mysterio does not have superpowers. He is a stunt actor that has an actor's ego and showmanship, and is very much misdirect. He has he can hypnotize people a little
So
bit.
is he kind of a Tony Stark wannabe?
I would say if Loki and Batman had a kid,
Okay.
it's kind of how I would put him.
ego of Batman.
But point being,
Tricks
he's
of
so
Loki.
super cheesy, and it's kind of where the Incredibles got their original storyline of the supervillain trying to portray themselves as a superhero. That's direct from Mysterio. That's his gig.
So now they're actually running with the
yeah.
story, it appears.
But I'm really curious how they've set him up. I'm betting, and we talked a little bit about this before, that the various elemental style monsters that
Aren't
you
they
see
called
around,
the Elements?
They're called like the Hydro Monsters or something.
something like that. I'm
Well,
betting
they're called. It's the gang is like the Elementals. But
Yeah, or that's what it was,
The
Elementals.
specific thing
Yeah,
was
they
called like
each
the
have
Hydro
specific-
Monsters.
I'm betting they don't exist, or at the very least are being heavily manipulated by Mysterio to set him up to look good. They
So that he can try to befriend Peter Parker and then
destroy him.
destroy him.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yep. In fact, in the comics, the only reason Mysterio stopped from beating Spider-Man at one point is because J. Jonah Jameson person at one point accidentally saving Spider-Man's life, which I thought was very interesting.
Whoopsie-daisy.
Yep. But really interesting character. Really, it's another example, kind of like Guardians, taking something that should not work and kind of making it look cool. Jake Gyllenhaal looks really cool in this, and I was not expecting. When I saw the casting, that was one of those ones like I don't get it, and he looks pretty good.
But I feel like that's half of the casting for Marvel films. Like when they first, it's like, huh, okay.
Like Robert Downey Jr. I feel like everyone kind of went, okay.
Okay, he's gonna be a superhero now?
They
Like,
went, sure.
Yeah, I think that's very true.
It helps that he's literally Tony Stark, though.
So, question regarding the MCU in general. We now have
Yes.
3 movies that we've seen, teasers, trailers, whatever, for in the next 6 months. Of these 3 movies, which one are you now most excited about?
Captain Marvel.
Marvel still, yeah, I think so. I mean,
Honestly.
I think by default, Spider-Man is 3rd out of 3 on that list, but that's not because it looks bad. It's because the other 2 look
Are going to knock it out
so
of the park.
good. So that is a high praise to all those
However, this
films.
one might be
but
the most fun.
I will agree. That will be the most fun.
'Cause that's what he's gonna, like, that's what
That's what
it
Peter
is.
Parker does.
I feel like Marvel will be the most well balanced of
Yeah.
them as far as humor and action and meaning. I think Avengers will be the heaviest. And
easily.
I feel like Spider-Man will be the most easy to rewatch 3 years from now.
I also feel like it's really hard to judge that because these 3, in order, are telling a very specific story. Captain Marvel is setting up to tell Endgame, and Endgame is going to set up to tell...
Yeah, but we've
Far
had
From Home.
Avengers movies before, and how much rewatchability do they actually have?
They don't.
Infinity War does. in my mind.
I have not rewatched it, so I feel like
I've
that says
rewatched that,
something.
I think, more than any other
See,
Marvel
and that's
film.
funny because I've seen it on Netflix multiple times, and I've almost clicked on it multiple times. I'm like, oh, Black Panther looks like more fun.
I don't have
Man.
the emotional capability to sit down and rewatch it. Like, I have to block out 3 hours.
That's
of
what my
day.
point is with the Avengers film coming up, is that it's dense, and
Yeah.
I think that's where the levity is going to come in these other films. Is the Avengers movies are the punctuation usually to the end of a series of stories.
Yeah.
And it's the same reason it's really fun to go back and watch Two Towers sometimes. Like, it's you don't get an end to it, or several endings if it's Lord of the Rings.
It's true.
That was the worst. The first.
Just
time
get on the
to see
boat.
it.
Get on the boat and go. Get on the boat and go.
Oh, we're not done.
Get on the boat.
We're not done.
Get on the
That-
boat.
And that was my first time watching Lord of the Rings, and I was surrounded by people that had all seen Lord of the Rings, and so I see these endings, and I'm like, okay, cool, time to pack up my snacks. No, we're not packing up my snacks.
Like, you got 45 minutes. Sit tight.
And then I literally, by the end of it, I was so exhausted by the false endings, and I was like, how do you guys do this?
Now, was I with you on this? Because I have a vague memory of this.
Fairly sure.
Yeah.
Because we were
We
getting
live-
about to the,
pretty sure we
I can't
live
remember the
tweeted it.
taste of trees or the smell of rosy cotton.
Yes.
We were getting about to that point, and she's like, all right, does anyone want anything else? And we're just like, oh no,
Yeah.
there's much movie left to go.
That is
We
so
still haven't
true.
even finished the trilogy. You know that, right?
That is the third one.
No, we got 2/3 of the way through the trilogy. We didn't finish
You haven't
it.
watched Return of the King?
You haven't watched Return of the
No.
King?
Where have
No,
you been?
Wait.
We didn't finish it.
Oh.
I thought you knew this. I thought you just lost interest that hard.
Oh.
No, we thought it was over, but it kept going.
Yeah, no, we haven't.
Huh.
We haven't finished that.
Oh.
There's tweets that prove what I'm saying.
So Steven says the thing he's most looking forward to is hearing what, if anything, is said about Mysterio's suit. I'm wondering if that Roman armor look is going to tie in with his theatrical background.
Oh, yeah.
I think that's exactly it.
Definitely.
Like,
I stole this.
Well, I mean, they were never really clear in the comics where he even, like, well, I think at one of the iterations he made it just to look theatrical,
Where
more
does he get his
powerful.
power?
But yeah, that's the thing. Like, a lot of it is smoke and mirrors, but
That didn't look like
no,
smoke
it
and
looks
mirrors
like
to me.
tech is what it looks like, and I
it
wonder.
looked like tech, but it also looked a little bit like Doctor Strange.
Doctor-
that
yeah,
one
yeah.
second, and I was like, did he go through magic training or something?
I'm betting it's tech to look like magic. Is what
Yeah.
I'm
Okay.
thinking.
So okay, so you
And it would make sense that he would be referencing what
so do
this
you
world
think
had
he
known
used
as
tech
magic.
to bring the elementals.
Yeah,
to-
I'm thinking.
Okay,
I mean, he either created them or they completely do not exist, and he is
so
simply.
you don't think he's like he went through training and went bad?
Oh no, he's a jerky actor.
Okay.
Like that wants fame. And actually, I think that plays really interesting with where we've set up the Spider-Man so far, to a fully fledged
him with
adult
jerks,
ego. Yeah, like the ego of somebody who has not had it repressed versus somebody who has every right to be an ego and has had to resist that.
Yeah.
It's an interesting dynamic.
Yeah, it definitely will be. How much of the movie do you think you'll see Ant-Man? First 10 minutes?
Judging by
20
the
minutes
public
near the
reception, more.
Really?
Yeah.
Even when he's on the trip? I think beginning and the
I was
end.
gonna say, I feel first 10, last 10.
I think the tertiary story is going to be Aunt May and Happy. I bet you they flash back.
I'd be cool with that.
I
That'd be
wouldn't be
fun.
surprised.
All right. Let's move on to another movie.
Yes.
This week, the internet kind of exploded from one of the for your consideration videos that got out into the world for Mary Poppins Returns, in which you find out that some of the effects that looked very CGI, like, oh, they had to have done something with that, turned out to be practical. The main one being her going into the bathtub backwards,
cool.
which turns out is actually a slide that she's going down.
Which is amazing.
And scary, dude!
That's terrifying.
She slid
Going-
backwards down the
I was gonna say,
slide.
that's
a whole story.
I was gonna say, it's very steep,
It's like 12 feet,
and going down that backwards
maybe more.
is terrifying, and going down in bubbles. And
It
looking,
looks so good,
and-
though.
I just would love to have seen the first take.
Oh, absolutely.
Where she... Off we go.
And then somersaults backwards.
Just screaming.
Well, you know, the kids had to have done that too then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was my first thought when I saw the video was, oh.
So they went forward.
They
Yeah.
probably had the most fun because the first kid just goes feet first
Yeah.
anyway, so no big deal.
Yeah.
Second, the other one's like jump in
It's like,
forward.
I just did this in the park.
She just kind of like tips.
You're like, this is the best slide
and if you
ever.
if you watch the video, she stays at a perfect 90-degree
She
angle
does.
the whole time she's going down.
very
It's
proper.
like, wow,
She's-
that's impressive.
She becomes Mary Poppins.
So this is all in an effort to get votes for nominations for the Oscars. I feel like they're pushing even harder this year than some years for the Oscar push for Disney. Do you think, 1, Mary Poppins Returns gets nominated for an Oscar, 2, does it win?
I think it does nominate for a few categories. I think it wins in some of the technical categories.
Okay.
Like from a practical effects thing, like from set dressing and design, I could see them winning for that. For costuming, especially, I see them doing really well with that.
Oh, definitely.
Not just because it's bright and vibrant and looks good, but they also did a really good job being referential with like the lamplighters and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah,
I think they'll do.
definitely.
I think they'll do well in that.
Okay. Do you think they'll win?
In one or two of the technicals, yeah.
Okay. I don't know if a movie like that can get an Oscar.
I don't think
be
you can get an
completely-
acting Oscar.
I'm saying in general.
Yeah. I
think,
agree.
I think there's other movies in the Walt Disney Company that has a better chance for getting tech and costuming and whatever.
Has Lynn gotten an Oscar yet?
I don't.
I was gonna say he's missing something.
He's got a Tony. He's got an Oscar.
He's either missing
Got
an
a
Emmy or
He's got a Grammy, so he
He's
doesn't
got a
have
Grammy.
I don't
Yeah.
think he has the Oscar.
he's either missing an Emmy
No,
or
he's
an
missing
Oscar.
one. It must be an Emmy that he's missing
Maybe it's that
because he's really close to EGOTing.
He's very close.
But
one. What was his Oscar for? Anybody know?
No idea. But he's.
Okay, maybe somebody on.
Anyway,
Internet go. Hashtag
Someone
Geeks
tell us
Corner.
how close he is to EGOTing. Thank you.
I knew it was one award away.
I was gonna say, yeah, I knew that,
Pretty sure.
but I think it's an Emmy that he's missing.
Okay, we'll find out. Yeah, I don't know. I would love to see it win something. I just don't know that it actually will.
Yeah.
To be completely practical, I think Black Panther has a better chance. I think.
Agree.
I think we're going to
for
see,
costuming, yeah.
I think
That's the one I think they have the
that's
most
where
chance
you
for.
said
Yeah.
costuming, and I went over that way.
Oh.
I wouldn't be surprised if this year we get a surprise, or not a surprise, but we get a thing where the Disney company's locked out of animation. I think Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse is probably going to knock
It's
Yeah.
gonna destroy
Oh, that's for
animation.
sure.
Ralph and Incredibles.
Yeah. Oh,
out.
absolutely.
And-
Deservedly so, for the
yeah,
record.
and that's great. So it'll be an interesting year at the Oscars, and more importantly, it'll be a very interesting year at the DAPs. Yes.
Lin-Manuel Miranda has a Tony for In the Heights and Hamilton, an Emmy for
Oh.
67th Tony Awards, and Grammys for In the Heights
So
and
it's the
Hamilton.
Oscars.
So he does not want-
right.
Here's the thing.
It's right for the Tonys.
The FYC period before the Oscars is this is the 4-year consideration. It's the reason we have
Yeah.
the Mary Poppins footage. The Oscars are very interesting because the Oscars don't operate necessarily on a you've earned it for this specific role thing. They many times operate on a we think you've earned this as a person for this
Oh,
particular
very
type
much
of role.
so.
Because many people in history have won for things
That
after
wasn't really
the
the
year
moment
or
they
two
should
before
win.
that,
Yeah.
but they got it almost posthumously for
Yeah.
the thing. I would not be surprised if he gets a Best Supporting and wins for it because of that logic. Because the Oscars knows one he
So here's
deserves
my
of
question,
things.
though. Did he really deserve it?
I don't think so.
I
No.
don't either. I would hope he doesn't win it now. I'd rather see him win it for something that's...
I agree.
Very deservedly.
Yeah,
All right.
for the television or for the movie adaptation of Hamilton.
Oh, absolutely.
There
Yes.
you go. Or no, something completely unique. I'd like to see something completely different and stretching him even further.
Mm-hmm.
Rainy days at Disneyland have arrived. We are in day 3 of downpour, and it's a
Give
blast.
it up for day 3.
Yes, we supposedly have one more. We'll see what happens.
Supposedly.
One day
favorite
more.
thing to do in the rain at Disneyland.
Photographs.
Okay.
Watch people suffer.
We had
Yes.
fun with that. Cameron and I went in. Was it November, December? When did we go that rainy night?
I
was
don't.
December.
Yeah, it was around. It was around then. Yeah, the bottom half, the
'Cause
bottom
that
third
was
of the tree wasn't
the-
lit because they were
Yeah,
preparing.
that's right.
Yeah.
And that was before Christmas
Yeah.
because that's when you guys came up with the melodica idea.
Yes.
No, you'd already. Come
I had
up
already
with the
ordered
idea.
it
He
at that
just
point.
I
Told
know.
me
I
that it was-
informed
Because
of the
you
melodic
guys said
idea.
something about that after that. Anyway.
Yeah.
Yes, I think my favorite thing I've ever seen, and no one else, I couldn't get their attention fast enough, so no one else saw it. So sometimes I still think I'm hallucinating. I
Possible.
saw someone, you know, patio furniture?
I've heard of it.
Yeah. You know how there's umbrellas?
Mm-hmm. Familiar.
And they're like canvas. They're
Yes.
not going to protect from rain. I saw someone, it was that Lunar New Year day where we got super rained out. I saw someone with a patio furniture umbrella. And they were just carrying it. And I swear, I don't know what's happening. That's still my favorite thing I've ever seen in the rain at Disneyland. I just wanted to share that here. I felt like that was an appropriate platform. I really hope that you guys enjoy that story. I hope
Let us know if you believe it.
I swear this happened like 2 years ago? Year and a half? Year ago?
See, the
2 years.
stories are
No,
changing.
2 years ago, because Sherlock was on, because we went back and watched a new episode of Sherlock. Anyway, someone was carrying a patio furniture umbrella.
My favorite is when you see the line, usually outside of City Hall.
Oh, always.
People to complain, standing in the rain, about the rain, complain. We were doing that once, and I saw a little kid wearing rain boots, shorts, and a t-shirt just go sprinting past and like screaming and jumping in puddles. And I'm like, that kid gets it.
About.
Kid gets it.
I definitely saw that kid on Monday at Disneyland. He
Yes.
was having a blast.
So happy.
Yeah, it's always a blast. I love going on the Mark Twain with a cup of coffee on a rainy day.
That's good.
That was a cup of coffee, not a cup of coffee, though I could see you
We could have a
double
couple.
fisting.
That'd be fine.
He just actually has a
One
traveler.
of the best times ever, though, was probably, 8-10 years ago. And it was pouring much like it was about an hour ago.
On a night just like this.
And we got on the Mark Twain, and it was literally waterfalls coming over the side of the Mark Twain and filling the decks.
That
And
sounds dangerous.
No, it was amazing.
That's not
And
amazing.
There was probably, a couple thousand people tops at Disney. Like, nobody was there. I think they closed an hour early or something,
Good old
too.
days.
But it was one of the funniest
Before
nights
the dark
because
times.
it
Before
was
the Star
just-
Wars acquisition.
Right?
And the Marvel.
What do you think
And-
rain is like at Batu?
I like to. So you know the infamous Walt Disney Dome.
And
Owner of the-
yes. Yeah.
Owner of the Disneyland Disney Dome.
Doug Dimmadome.
I like to imagine. I know it's not happening, so we'd already know about it. I'd like to imagine that the Walt Disney Dome is over Batu, and you could just walk in and be like, "What weather?" And you just like see the rain falling outside the dome, because that would be the most otherworldly thing you could possibly imagine. It's not gonna happen. I just like the idea of it. Thank you for listening.
Steven says his favorite thing is standing around on Main Street while the rainy day cavalcade passes through, making sure that no one hopped on the one quote-unquote float.
Well, it does float,
Steven
yeah.
worked at
It does.
Disneyland. Or, sometimes they have 2 or 3.
I
But,
miss.
My favorite is when
I
it gets
love the
real
rainy
bad
day
rainy.
cavalcade.
Yeah, the cavalcade, when it gets really bad rainy, you'll notice the speed increases just a bit.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
Ooh, there you go.
All right, we gotta go. We're
They
out of time.
fly
Go.
off into. Have you seen the end of Grease? Yeah, that's this. They just
Or bedknobs and broomsticks. Just
and they just fly into the sky. Yeah, that's it.
Are you sure?
That's what the cavalcade does.
Okay.
Okay.
That would be.
You imagine
that
Mickey and
would-
Minnie doing
Yeah. They're in a giant fair.
Oh,
and
but they're
both
wearing the
dressed in
outfits.
Grease.
Oh, it's so cute. Oh, I like that.
So can we get a 50s night instead of a 90s night? I know we already had throwback night, but can we have like a specifically 50s night?
Yes.
Cool. Oh, and there's the rain. Welcome. You're about to hear it.
No, that's a car.
No, there was
Similar.
more rain.
I don't know. That's true.
Trains and cars are not similar.
Okay. That is true.
I know
but
sounds.
I'm glad to hear that.
Yep.
Wow. Okay.
Hear that? Sounds? This guy gets it.
That's number 2 on her resume. I know sounds.
It is actually.
How's
I don't know why
Connor?
no one's calling me back.
My real favorite, Steven says, oh wait, my real favorite rainy day activity is watching as the wind changes directions and Mary Poppins flies off to help a different family.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah.
That was good.
Yep.
All right, final thing. Purple has arrived at the parks. Apparently, that is the big color of the year. So there are purple tacos. What do we think about
No!
purple tacos?
So the thing that upsets me the most is that on Sunday we didn't know what to eat for dinner. Mr. Daps thinks it's so funny to repeatedly get in my face and go, purple fish tacos.
Fish tacos.
Purple fish tacos. I'm like, I don't want purple fish tacos. And he goes, but consider for dinner purple fish tacos.
They're actually probably good.
Well, it's just cabbage.
knock it till you've tried
It's
it.
like fish tacos and they have like purple cabbage on top.
So what's wrong with that?
Why do they need to be purple? Why does anything need to be purple? The only thing I'm semi-interested in trying is the cheesecake at Lamplight.
That looks good.
It
the
looks-
churros look fine.
I don't know. Purple churros.
It's sugar.
Purple churros. Purple churros.
What do you want to eat? I actually want to eat pretty much everything they have in Florida, though.
They're
all these really awesome looking cupcakes.
I was
Yeah.
gonna say that's not indicative of just purple things. You just want to eat everything in Florida.
Yeah, usually.
I don't know. I just feel like, I don't know. They've got really good snacks.
Well, and then the best thing about that is you can resort hop because it's not all parks exclusive.
So you could eat every purple thing in one day.
Yeah, so you could go to All Star and eat their
The churros,
cupcakes.
the
You could go to
cupcakes.
Pop Century and eat their
Thanos. Eat
cupcakes.
Thanos.
And then
That'd
everyone
be the quick way to eat it, is
disappears.
if you just snapped and you could...
And
Purple
then-
ginger snaps.
There you go.
Everyone disappears and then you can eat the food that much faster.
So my question is
What's the
you had rose gold last year.
Mm-hmm.
You have purple coming this year. What is next?
So what's interesting is they're not following the Pantone color of the year. Because Pantone at the beginning...
Purple was last year, right?
I don't know.
That's what I
Is
think
that
somebody told
the
me that.
color that the god Pan prefers most for the year?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, cool.
Peter Pan, actually.
Yes.
Mm.
Because they pick a color
So
like...
green is next, apparently.
Because that's what it is this year. It's like a teal color, like Pantone.
But you just pointed out what Disney is capable of, though.
Is picking their own color.
They don't care anymore.
No.
They're just gonna pick a theme and do it.
I do love the
And-
idea of somebody in an office being like, I want purple in 2019.
Thus it be.
Yeah.
Whatever you say, Bob Iger.
Yeah.
Bob Iger decided.
It's Bob...
Could be Bob Chapek, too. Who knows?
Anyway.
It's one of the Bobs.
Yes. I just liked that literally a week and a half
Malcolm?
ago, someone was going, Potion Purple? I don't know. That sounds like they missed a Halloween deadline. They put it out late. And then literally now it's like, just kidding. Everything's purple. This was planned.
So what are you most looking forward to tasting?
Cheesecake.
Cheesecake.
Well, if we go to Lamplight, but cheesecake.
Probably not, but you
Yeah.
Probably the churro because it's regular churro and I like churros. So
Churros! And
I
it's probably
think that's-
$6 more expensive.
Well, it's probably the safest. But,
I know, it is.
Mm.
Yes. Yeah. All right, guys. I think we made it.
Did we make it?
That's
We
cool.
made it.
You should go to thegeekscorner.com. That's thegeekscorner.com to listen to more ramblings of us talking about things and stuff.
Usually stuff. You should go to dapsmagic.com, check out all the Disney and geek news as it happens, subscribe to our mailing list, and find out how to become a Daps Magic maker.
And while you're at it, make sure to subscribe to this YouTube channel. We'd love to share with you all the other things that are going up almost every day, it seems like. And
Usually
you can
every
watch
day.
Cameron drink more cups of coffee on Geeks Corner, which he didn't like originally. And it was
He
too
didn't like
hot, right?
hot coffee.
Oh, that's what it was. Okay, same thing. Anyway, that is all the time we have for you this week, so we will see you around the corner.